Good morning for another amazing Saturday. Here we are with two amazing people, Power Couple Saturday. I'm gonna call this some Power Couple Saturday, right? And I have Cutty back. He is returning back. I know last time y'all saw him, it was Thrill Cutty. He cut it to Cutty. So we got Cutty back, and we have his amazing right hand, Brianna Lawnya. So welcome, you guys. Welcome. And I worked with Brianna before in person. We just haven't been on here. So I told her I'm going to bring her on. And I'm bringing them on as a power couple. I actually think that's pretty dope. I'll probably start like a little power couple series also, because I know a lot of people are looking at that, the strength of couples. Right. It's something that's really kind of blowing up. So I actually like that. And the dynamic of having two brains, more than one, is like just even more entertainment, information, and inspiration for the viewers out there. So well, let's start with Cutty. I know it's like traditional. You got the man and the woman or whatever. Usually I was about to start with Brianna because she's over there. She's first, but I'm going to go this way. So Cutty, tell us about yourself again. Let us know, you're coming back. What's going on with you now?
So I'm Cutty. I'm from Jersey. I'm an entertainment mogul. I brought my company out here, Cutty TV LLC. I'm a #1 book writer. My book, How to Become the Perfect Artist, is officially out right now. I'm working on my second book. And, we've just been out here helping the community, really been giving back. We fed over 150 homeless people in Vegas. And now we're expanding out to California to do the same thing. So I'm just happy to be here. That's all.
Look at you. You went from Philly to Vegas and popped off, about a year, 2 years or something like that? And now you on your way to California. Oh, see, that's inspiration for y'all right there. It does not take a lot, but it does take you to stay focused and willpower. But I really gotta just bring this to y'all because this is my girl right here. I gotta tell y'all because food is good. You know what I'm saying? And she be doing some amazing things out there. Like you said, they feeding people, and she gets on doing her lives and teaching people how to do what she does, which I think is really, really amazing because a lot of people don't do that, or they kind of give you the short of it. But Brianna, tell us about your business, where you going and how you doing so far.
Okay, well, hello everyone. I am Brianna Lawnya, owner of Ulala Vegan. Ulala Vegan is a vegan meal prep company. We have expanded now to have sauces. We got fresh pressed juice. We're doing a recipe book coming out soon. We have our recipe sheets. We are just here to help people know the knowledge about what you eating and what you put inside your body. Mm-hmm. And also I am a clothing designer. So we got our Brianna Lawnya collection out now, available. Blaze the Summer series is available now, y'all. We are actually in Deeply Rooted as well, if y'all want to go check that out. Mm-hmm. And we are just expanding more. We're looking to open up a vegan grocery store. We just want to spread the knowledge about veganism and making it more accessible to people.
Mm-hmm. So for a lot of people out there who don't really know about vegan foods, and it's more being exposed to it now than it ever has been. Right. So I know that a lot of restaurants are carrying in Impossible meats, and also you have the incognito meat. And, they got a lot of different meats and things and options out there now that don't taste like dog food and dirt. Mm-hmm. So they've expanded, because I actually started exploring veganism about 25 years ago. Mm. And I was going to really get into it, but I couldn't get, the tofu was cool, but people weren't as experienced with tofu and making it taste really good. Mm. And the meat that they had then is more like cardboard. It just didn't have flavor, and it was like hard, the turkey, the sausage, all that, everything with the meat part of it was good. So I'm really focused on going back into that because, like you said, one, is healthier. Two, you don't have all the hormones and byproducts that are in a lot of other foods and meats that you do have. And now you can actually be vegan and get the protein that you need, because a lot of times you don't have the protein that you need or the vitamins that are in a lot of the older style vegan foods, where now you have that. So that's like really amazing. But being educated about that is amazingly great. So do you have anything else that you're going to be doing to like educate the public?
Yeah, we have our cooking lessons. So we just expanded to do that. We are teaching people how to actually cook vegan. From the grocery store, we're sending you out a grocery list so you can know exactly the items that you need to pick up. And then we're going to the kitchen with you. It's virtual, so anyone in the world can get on and get a lesson. And we're just teaching you about how to cook, what you use. Literally, it's just so simple. So that's what we're expanding to do now.
That's perfect. Now we're gonna jump over to Cutty real quick because this is the entertainment mogul. I mean, out there doing so many things out here in Las Vegas. You know, what you got going on? Like, what's coming up? Like, what are your venturing into?
So right now, I'm currently working on my second book, Guppy. It's a child's book. It's about a goldfish looking to get out to the big city after his brother gets kidnapped. And then I'm also working on my app, and then we're working on our 6th anniversary releasing of the Cutty TV merch shirts. So I've been promoting these for about a couple of months now. Everybody's been asking when I'm going to drop them, and we waited till the 6th anniversary to drop them. So we're going to be dropping them for 30 days, and everybody has a chance to get one. And then after the 30 days, we're no longer going to be selling them. So that's what's new. That's what's going on with me. We got a new app on the way. Working on my second book, and then we're looking to drop our 6th annual Cutty TV shirts. And then we also dropped our new product called the Cutty card, which is an all-in-one business card. It's a digital business card. You could tap the back of somebody's phone and share any web link that you could possibly think of. So we're looking at making, innovative changes for the future, and we're just looking to keep on expanding.
That's like really cool. That's dope. So what's on the back of the shirt? Is it the front and the back, or is this just the front?
So we got the Cutty TV.
I like that.
And then it's gonna say celebrating 6 years on the back of the shirt. So definitely, if you're a fan of mine, it's definitely gonna be a piece to get because they're gonna be limited. The amazing thing about Cutty TV is that all of the designs that we release, we keep them at a limited stock so that the people who get them kind of have like a one-of-one feel. So we never resell the same designs ever again, and we only sell designs for about 2 to 3 months at max to give people an opportunity to get it. But after it's gone, and then it's a piece of you that you always have.
And that's really where you go to when you're finding those hard to find items, those diamond in the roughs. And that's when like Louis and Hermes and a lot of those they moved up to a luxury line, and they'll run, a purse, model for so long. And then it's like, or they only make so many of them. Yeah. And then you just got to go and get those. And then once those are gone, they're moving on to the next one. Yeah. So that's like amazing. A lot of people don't pay attention to, like, when they're going into fashion and going into things like that, they don't pay attention to things like, simple things like that can actually catapult your brand to the top because it's hard to find. That's what makes things expensive. Things that are hard to get and hard to find is why they are so expensive, because they're limited. So once you get it, you got to, roll it. And I know, I met somebody at the barbershop yesterday, had a Crenshaw shirt on, and he was telling me, talking about, Nipsey's line, all of his clothes, that they're limited. They're they got like a backlog, a backstock, and they just can't keep up with the demand. But then once they have out so many, it's like, okay, next. And, them shirts are like $60. A T-shirt is $60 for, Crenshaw T-shirts. So, things like that just makes a difference in looking at how the industry moves. So then you'll know how you need to move when you're coming up. And it's not because that they're big and you're little and you got to start, small. No, take what works for them and make it your own.
Yeah.
So I know that you help Brianna because you kind of, y'all basically are, and I call it the power couple because Brianna has her business, Cutty has his business, and they also help each other, which is what you should do as a couple. Help each other with your businesses. And the focus on your business makes your business work. It actually brings in the energy that you need. When people tend to be all over the place, it doesn't work, and I can say that from experience of having multiple businesses, and one would suffer and the other would not. And I would keep having to change my focus and bounce back and forth. And it really just doesn't work like that. You have to have a partner, a person that's going to be there for you, that's going to support you, support your business so you can completely focus on it and they can focus on theirs. But then when you need that assistant, that help, that backup, they're there to help you and back you up, because that's pretty much what, you need to do. And I know a lot of people say, well, I'm hustlers. I got this, and this. You got 3 or 4 different businesses or business ventures that you're doing. But if you're doing it by yourself, it's not gonna go as far as you want to, because the focus isn't there, the energy isn't there, and you can't be in multiple places at one time. You're gonna get a little piece of everything, but not one thing is gonna blow up. Mm-hmm. So for anybody, stay focused to your business, because that's really where it's at. When that business, if you're by yourself and you don't have a power couple situation, that person which you're by yourself, focus on the one business, allow it to expand and blow up, and then move to the next one, because now you have enough money to go into the second venture. Mm-hmm. So I want you guys to explain like that whole power couple, because I've been watching you guys since I met Brianna, and then I ended up meeting you, Cutty, and it's been like almost a year, not even quite a year, but close to a year. Tell me, like, over this last year, because you guys have expanded big time since we even first met. Mm-hmm. So tell me what your dynamic in your relationship, on how you two manage to not only be cool with each other, because it could be stressful in business sometimes. You're ready to choke somebody out. So tell me, y'all, what is y'all plan? Tell everybody, how do y'all do it?
Mm-hmm. You want to go first?
You can go first.
I can definitely say that it definitely takes a lot of hard work. Everybody wants to be a power couple until it's time to do power couple things, which is, sometimes you got to put your business aside to work on your partners, or they got to put their business aside to work on yours, or maybe you're both working on your businesses at the same time. So it definitely takes a lot of work. I would say you have to want it. You know what I mean? You have to want to be with somebody who's working on their own thing and be able to support their dreams. And they might need you to pick up a camera, or they might need you to go serve some food, and you got to be able to do that. So at first, I would say for anybody who wants to do it, just understand the partner that you're going to be with. Understand it's going to take a lot of work. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be days where, it's going to be a lot going on in one day, and you're not going to know how to handle it all. But that's the pleasure that you get to have of, owning two businesses, that there's always something to do. So I just think, you got to stay dedicated. You got to stay at it, and you got to really want it for it to really work out, because it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of hard work for one person to be great. When two people are trying to be great, it's even harder. So that would be my advice. Just make sure that the partner that you're with, that you want to be with them, make sure that you understand like sacrifices, because you're going to have to make some sacrifices, and then just know that it's all going to play out for the future and for the better.
Right. Brianna, come on, bring in because it's two perspectives there.
Yes. So I feel like you have to be able to play all roles. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to like, okay, well, we need to do this. Okay, I'm ready for this. Mm-hmm. And you have to just be dedicated. You have to just be laser focused on what you got going on, what your partner got going on. It's just like we always just play off of each other. If he want to do something, I'm like, okay, let's do it. I'm down for it. Mm-hmm. We doing it. Like we all in. And I know the position I have to play when I'm here, when I'm at the events, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to understand your role and really play it, because it's time, like you can't play around. If you want to do it, we're doing it, and let's just do it. Yeah. So you really just got to be 100% focused, and don't lose faith. Yeah. Things are going to happen. Things are going to come up, and you just got to keep going. You got to push through those walls. So that's what I would say.
Mm-hmm. And I love that, and what you guys mentioned. And see, I even love how y'all started. Cutty turned to Brianna. Y'all caught that? Cutty turned like, you want to go first, baby? Are you? And she's like, no, baby, you go first. They actually have, it's called communication, right? Which is the biggest key point when you want to be a power couple. Now, granted, I don't have like I've been in situations where, I'm helping my guy build his business, and a lot of people I know have experienced this. You got your couple, and you're helping the one build the business. And once that business get built, now you're thinking they're going to turn and help you build yours. And it doesn't happen for everybody. Right. But the way you guys are doing it, I love it, because it's not like, okay, baby, you go ahead and do it first, and I'll hold this down, and then I'll do it. But what I love is you guys made very responsible choices. I'm not going to have a family and have all these things going on top of trying to run a business and also understand my man and help my man in his business, or help my woman in her business. And a lot of people they kind of miss the mark. Yes, kids are amazing. Kids are great. having a lot of people around and family and all that things, all those things are great. But when you're able to seclude yourself and isolate yourself away from everybody, and like you guys did, y'all came from a whole nother state, moved out here. You know, you don't have right. You know, you removed all your distractions. And I tell people that all the time, remove your distractions. Even though I've been here in Vegas for so long, over 20 years, and I did that. I did that here in Vegas. I was like, you know what? Cutting everybody off. I'm moving away from everybody. I don't want to be in no relationships. I don't want nothing. Let me just figure out me first. And then let me focus on the business. And I was really focused on my daughter's business and helping her build her business. And that's how I really met Brianna. You know, we were down there and it was like, okay, this is what I'm doing right now. But I did tell her about, my main business, which is my, coaching business. But I wasn't focused on that because I really wanted my daughter to succeed doing what she does. And I wanted to make sure she understood business and how business rolls. And she's really getting it better now, right? So teaching my daughter and teaching my grandson has been my focus over the last year. He started his clothing line and doing his clothes and started his little thing in business. And she started hers. Now my grandson is doing, he's virtually on with his classmates and other friends that he met online. And he's talking business to them. And two of his friends have started businesses, one making $5,000 a month, the other making almost $10,000 a month. And it's like, okay, Nani, I need to get my business going. But what he wants to do, he has a luxury watch line. And he fell in love with Rolex and Breitling and Patek Philippe. He fell in love with a lot of those because when I worked for doing construction, building those buildings, I got a lot of their magazines and like, here, Dad. So I took a lot of the magazines to my grandson and he fell in love with it. And now he came up with, and I'm not going to say the name of his business, but he came up with a whole watch line and he is actually drawing out and designing these amazing watches. I mean, they look really good. So I'm like, okay, my baby got some bigger ambitions. He's not looking at, okay, Nani, I want some clothes and let's sell these clothes. He's looking at, I want to go big. Like I want to go into the luxury side. Yeah. So he's actually pushing his friends into that. So they're doing it. So now it's like, okay, I need to now push back because they're good, right? So now I need to really focus on just the business setting out there for a lot of people like, oh, I want that because I've seen that on Facebook so much. People want it and don't know how to get it. Like, how did y'all start with as far as understanding each other?
I would say patience and communication. It takes a lot of talks. You're gonna have to talk things out the minute that you feel things. Just bring it up. I think in the heat of the moment, like, look, you did this. I feel this way about it. We would work better if you did this. I think that's a big plus for us is that whenever we have something going on, we're able to sit down and be like, look, because it's like, that's how relationships fall is that things start happening and you don't talk about it. You start, you might go cheat because you're upset or something. Instead of doing all that, we just talk about it up front first. And then we're just very like realistic with each other. Like if I'm doing bad and I'm really bringing down the energy, like she'll just tell me like, yo, you're not yourself. Like, and it's kind of messing me up. So, and I can't have that. So I definitely think just understanding that, everybody has an opportunity in life. And if you have an opportunity to be inside of somebody's life, don't think that it's something that was given to you, that's a privilege. So you got to do whatever you can to stay inside of that person's life or they can move on without you. So I think we just understand that and know that if we want to keep this together, we got to figure out how to keep each other happy. So we do constant talks and we're just patient and constantly changing for sure.
Yes, that is so true. That's the best. Honestly, you just took the words right out of my mouth. It's really communication. Communication is key, and you have to be able to change with that person and grow because we're growing and we're changing every day. So if you're not growing with that person, then they're going to grow out of you, and you have to keep growing with them. You have to be You have to communicate, and you just need to understand the person. I feel like us leaving and I guess taking away all our distractions, we are here just together and we can fully understand each other. We can really see how this person is. Okay, you doing this. Okay, I know this is something, you just got to understand the person. And you really have to change when they tell you something. When something is being told to you and like, I don't like this, and you continuously do it, then you can't continuously do that. Yeah, you have to change. Whatever the person is telling you to do, change it.
And
right.
Always listen to your partner for sure.
Yes, always listen, because it's something that they're saying that maybe you're not seeing.
Yeah.
And you always have to take it into account because they're right next to you.
Yeah.
And I love what and I agree 100%. Like, I'm like all in. And it is really, really, really detrimentally important for you to listen. Listening is like, it's the number one skill. People don't know how to listen. Just be quiet. Learn how to just stop talking so much and just listen, because what they're saying is valuable. And if you really love them, like you say you do, or really care about that person, why are you running your mouth and not trying to understand what they're trying to tell you? You're not being controlled. Get out of your way and get out of your ego's way of thinking, oh, you're trying to control me. Oh, you're trying to, they're not trying to do nothing but have a relationship with you. Yeah. But a relationship with you means that you got to understand each other, and you don't have to stay the same as you are. Now, if you want to stay the same, you should have just stayed by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, real talk. When you're with a person and you're in a relationship, you cannot stay the same. It's completely impossible for you to stay the same, because one, if you're bringing in old habits and old mind thoughts and processes into this relationship, it has no room to grow. Yeah. Because now you've limited what this relationship is about, and you're basically telling them, the person you're with, you are going to be like all the other people I've been with. Even though it hasn't been successful with everybody I've been with, I want you to be like everybody I've been with, because I'm going to be the same, and this is how I was, and this is how you got to accept me. Well, let me put it like this, y'all. You don't know yourself. And Brianna already know, because we had this conversation. You don't know you until you have somebody to observe you, who cares about you and love you enough to tell you how to be a better you. They can't make you a better you if you're too busy running off at the mouth and not willing to change. Like Cutty said, be by yourself. You're going to get left. And Brianna was like, hey, change. Listen to them. Open up. Understand. But I love what Cutty said in the beginning, which basically talk about that stuff right then. Don't sit there and let it fester. Don't sit there and wait. Well, I ain't gonna worry about it. It's just a little thing. Or I'm not gonna worry about this, because all of that energy of not worrying about it is gonna build up into this big ball of internal energy that you're holding on to. And then when they do the next little thing, which isn't that bad, but it's that little thing that's actually gonna get you to your wish fulfilled, you're going to ruin it by blowing up because of all the little things. And it's that one last little thing that you just feel like, oh my God, I can't take it no more. Well, you should have been taking it anyway. You should have been, like you said, be transparent, be open, and be honest with the other person, which is why relationships don't make it. A lot of people bump heads because you're not communicating correctly. You're not being honest, and being honest, like, hey, you stink, your breath stink, your booty stink. Whatever it is. Be honest. If it's something that bothers you, I don't care how bad you think it is or how good you think it is. They need to be not only, understanding of the correction of, making yourself better, but also understanding that I'm here to improve your life and mine. We're in this together. We're not in this separate. I want to make sure you succeed and I succeed so we can do things, amazing things together. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't get that, it's not that. So with all of the things that you guys are doing with both businesses, learning each other, it is a lot of work. It takes a toll on you. It is energy draining, just like crazy. But the end reward is going to be great. But when you are really drained, what do you do to recharge yourself? What do y'all do?
I think the best thing that recharges us is we kind of do something that we like that brings us back to, or just having moments like this that really make us realize that we're in a good position. What I mean? That we just kind of get over whatever we was arguing or going at each other about. Because it's most people don't have a solid relationship. Most people never even experience love. So it's now that we're here, it's we have a rare opportunity that a lot of people don't have. So I think that overcomes everything, is that a lot of people, especially in 2021, people are cheating, people are having different babies with different people. If you can find somebody who's just down for you, that's something to keep fighting for.
Yeah, I think we go outside, we try to go hiking, we meditate. We definitely just try to stay zen. We always say what we're grateful for. We stay trying to be grateful. We're grateful. Let's just, we have so many things to just be positive about. We just try to stay in a positive mindset so we don't get there, because it's too draining to be negative and upset. We just like to just stay on a positive note and a high note. We really just are very hard on that. We'll listen to motivation, interviews. We'll just watch things that feed us instead of things that take away from us.
Yeah,
and that's key.
Yeah, that's really key. You have to just stay charged, because there's so many negative things that are happening in the world. So you just got to you have to load yourself with positivity. You have to be focused on, and you have to be aware of what you're watching and what you're consuming, because it all helps. It all goes with your energy. Everything's energy. So you definitely got to be on it. We definitely, just try to stay active. We do workouts, we run, do yoga every day, we meditate, and seriously, just stay up in the positivity.
Yeah, because I feel like the time that you spent being negative, you could have spent being happy. So that's it. I feel like if I'm spending more time with you being negative than happy, then that's a bad combination.
Yes, and people don't pay attention to that. Like I know y'all see my page. I'm gonna push that positivity, because negativity, that energy frequency that you use to be negative, will actually distract. It's a distraction in itself. And it pushes away all the goodness that you're trying to do with any business, relationship, or even with self, right? And I brought up that because having that downtime and what you do in that downtime, or even sometimes not even downtime, but it's just those moments where you know what? This is getting to be too much. We're over here, we're over there. We're doing too much, and there's a lot going on. I'm feeling the pressure. I'm feeling the stress. And when you get to that point in a relationship where you guys are, where you're doing like the meditating together, and you're, working together, and you loving on each other and all that, you tend to gain energies that connect even when you're not there. Like Brianna will know exactly what you're going to say and think. If there's a business deal over here that she's dealing with, she's going to know how you feel about it. If you're dealing with a business deal and she's not there, you're going to know how she feels about it. You don't have to pick up the phone and call and, well, let me talk to my girl. Let me talk to my, my man. And let me, we need to have a communication. I already know where he at with it, and he already supports me. So he knows whatever decision I make is going to be for the betterment for both of us. It's not going to be a selfish, decision. It's going to be a decision that makes both of us happy. But people got to understand that even when you're in a relationship, it is so easy to grow apart, especially when you're not spending that downtime together, when you're not meditating together, you're not working out together, you're not, just sitting and just having a simple conversation, or going to the park and just having just you guys time in nature and saying, let's just talk. Or like Brianna said, hiking, you guys go hiking. That's like nature. Get out in nature and just enjoy each other in nature, because the energy in nature will recharge you. It'll bring back everything that you've already depleted, until you learn how to meditate on the level of, I'm pulling in energy from universal energy to bring me the energy that I need and the inspiration I need through like a 10-minute or 15-minute meditation. Meditations don't always have to be long. And I just want to put that out there. A lot of people like, well, I can't meditate. No, you haven't practiced it. So it's hard for you. Practice makes perfect. You got to practice being a power couple. You have to practice being, aware. You have to practice understanding who you're with. You have to practice all of these things. You have to practice meditation. You have to practice business. I mean, there's everything that you do in your life is a practice. It's not just, automatic. There is no instant rice, instant oatmeal, recipe to this. You really need to go through the process and embrace the process, embrace that journey, because that journey is going to teach you so much about yourself. I woke up this morning and I had this thought that came across my mind. So usually when I have a thought that pop up into my mind, I'm looking for it because I want to get the words exactly right. I usually would jump on Facebook real quick and I'll make a Facebook post. And I do that to just remind me later, because when you have those thoughts and they'll pop into your head, if you don't write it down or document it or record it or do something, you're going to forget it. Yeah. It's going to feel good and sound good, but you're going to forget it. Right. And Cutty, you writing books, you already know, you have that inspired action. It's like, oh, hold on, I got to get that down. Right, Brianna, right. Because you got recipes and you have things coming to you, because what they're called are downloads. You're having spiritual downloads because you opened yourself up, you know, to the universe spiritually through meditation and things of that nature, to open that side of you, to give you information that you normally don't have. So Brianna will wake up and like Tabitha Brown, I use her all the time, but she woke up on and had in her dream a way to make vegan deviled eggs. And those vegan deviled eggs like blew up. It just blew up for her, right? This woman is doing so much right now. You have inspired action through like what you're doing with your Cutty TV. You're having things like that. Your book, those are inspired actions. You having those downloads because you're meditating and you're allowing all these thoughts that are in your consciousness and in your current world to inhabit those thoughts. But then when you set those aside and go spiritually and go into your subconscious and get the downloads, that's when you have those aha moments, those ideas that just like roll. This morning I woke up and the first thing that came to my mind, I had a lot of dumb stuff and I had to, okay, no. It's like you're looking through, like if you're going through your news feed on Facebook, no. Oh, I like that one, so I had that moment this morning, and it says, until you know who you are, you'll never know your hidden talents to become who you are meant to become. Self-awareness and action are keys to your discovery of self. That's what I came up with this morning. When I woke up, I was sitting there like,
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me put in there. Hold on. Go ahead, Cutty. I know you were about to say something.
Nah, I was just about to say, like, that's a good quote, because I feel like, when I kind of be having this conversation, I was having this conversation with her earlier, is that, some people get stuck inside of their environments and they think that that's the person that they are. And then they don't know that once they truly unlock their own potential, that they could do so much more. So it's definitely like a big world out there. And some people only think like this area, this is what I'm meant to do. This is it. But once you unlock yourself, you're going to see that there's greater things that you could be doing.
And the only way that you can unlock yourself and get yourself out of that comfort zone, that box, the only way that you can unlock yourself from that box is by self-discovery, self-awareness, personal development, learning who you are, how you are. Don't take, like he said, I know who I am, but you don't understand that the habits and things that you have are from about 20 other people that you've had in your life over the last 20, 30 years of your life. Yeah. Now, those 20 people ain't doing nothing with their life, but you got habits of people who do nothing with their life. And then you want to do great things. You can't do great things with bad habits. You can't take bad habits into your future to be a new person, because when you try to be a new person with those old bad habits, it's like taking that old 1986 Apple computer, 1980, whatever, when they came out with Apple, taking that Apple computer, bringing it into the 21st century and trying to run the same programs that we have now on that old computer. It's not going to understand the programming.
No.
Bringing that to mind, looking at our minds as a computer, how they change every single year. Computers change, electronics change constantly. Well, why they got to come out with so many iPhones? Because technology is changing. And if your mind is not changing as fast as technology is changing, you are working on old programming. Old programming cannot work in the future of where you're going, because the program is going to change again and again and again and again. You have to keep building on yourself. Right. So if you're not building on who you are, you're going to be who you were for the rest of your life. So either be who you are or stay who you were. Make a choice, right?
That's right.
So I'm like, what is your big inspiration? What inspires y'all the most? Like combined exposure. Since we're talking about power couples, I want your individual, what inspires you, but then combined, what actually inspires you both.
What individually inspires me is Cutty really inspires me. His work ethic, his determination, his drive. and my family. I think what combines what we both think, is our family and our generation that we want to change. We want to change our generation. We do not want to be like everybody in our family. We want to be different. We really want to make a difference in the world and our family. So I think that's our combined. And then me, I feel like I'm inspired, and I'm inspired about my food and everything that I eat myself. Like, it really inspired me that, wow, like I'm in control. I feel like just veganism just made me feel like I'm in control of everything. And that is very true. And some people feel like they're not in control of themselves, but you are. You're in control of everything that happens with you. You're in control of the diseases that have happened to you. Everything that has happened, it is on you. So I feel like that is my inspiration, to really know that I'm in control and I am in the driver's seat. Anything that I want, I can get and I can attract to me. Mm-hmm. So that's my inspiration for sure. And my family for sure.
Yeah. I think the shared inspiration is our past, mainly just wanting to be a bigger difference, wanting to change, what my younger generation below me is looking at. I got nieces and nephews. I got people that are in jail, all watching over me. So I just got to make sure I'm making the right decisions every day to keep leading on this pack. I think the thing that motivates me the most is that I'm the head of the pack. I lost both of my parents in 2019, so I don't have the luxuries as everybody else. I could just go ask mom and dad for something. I have to be the leader of the pack. So that's what I'm doing. I just took on the role of being the leader, and that's I think I'm just doing the leader's job.
I love that. And I asked for it separately because a lot of times, even though you're as open as you are in your relationship, sometimes something will pop up in your mind and you don't know. Could anybody, like, I know I inspire her, but the way she said it, the energy she just used when she said it, it was like, dang, I am a leader. I'm really doing my, like, he claiming, claim your fame, claim all those wins, right? And Brianna's like, we do have that inspiration. I saw your facial expressions. It's like, we do have like some inspiration. You do have inspiration between the two of you. That's how you made it as far as you did, right? You not only inspire each other, because I'm sure Cutty is looking like, dang, look at my baby. She over there just doing this, she and that. She just like busting, she just, man, look at her. And it's like a mutual inspiration, right? And then like, she's looking at you like, look at my baby. He out there, doing his thing in the entertainment business, or she's seeing you writing and he writing his book, and he might turn around and say, baby, what you think? And then she give her a little thought, and then that inspiration kind of bounces back and forth between the two of you. Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand that is like really key. You have to really inspire each other. You have to love on each other unconditionally, to the point where it's not like loving on each other like, oh, hey, physically. It doesn't have to be physical love. It doesn't have to be verbiage. It doesn't have to be verbal of I love you. Yeah, we always, we get the words. We what I'm saying? We get that. But when you have unspoken action of love and inspiration between the two of you, that's a lot of things that most people don't look at. Yeah. Like that, let me just feel your energy and be inspired just by feeling you. And you can have your back to, Brianna, right? And Brianna just sitting there just like loving on you with her eyes and just in her mind. Mm-hmm. And you may not know that, but your spirit feels it. And you probably will stop and be like, what you doing? You'll turn around and like pay attention to her, because spirit is like, hey, she looking at you, dog. She looking at you. And you like, oh, she like, what you doing, baby? And she like, how, we get that smile, and men or women, you just get that smile. You like, nothing. And you just like, nothing, just admiring you, baby. I'm just looking at you, and that right there pops up. And a lot of people like, well, I want that. Well, you got to be that. You can't want something that you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many people that want to look up to Beyonce and Jay-Z, President Obama and Michelle. I know he's ex-president, but he still get paid like a president. So President Obama and Michelle Obama, they look at the Obamas, they look at, Cardi B and Offset. They're looking at all these couples and they're like, I want that. Well, baby, it takes you to be that, to want that. You can't be something that you're not. You can't have somebody who's on that level and you're not even there. And I remember yesterday or the day before, I saw this post on Facebook and this group, this safe group. And they showed this video of this girl, and she was talking she was like, I want a man I want a husband. I want somebody who's going to come and help me take care of me and my kids. And she has 3 kids by 3 different baby fathers. They're all thugs in the streets, gang banging. She's like, I just want me, somebody who's going to love me. I want somebody who's going to help take care of me. I want somebody who's going to be real. I'm tired of people lying to me. Baby, first of all, if you got 3 baby daddies and they're 3 thugs, in the streets, and first of all, that ain't even their code. Like, a thug's code is not to love on a woman and then stay down and be down with you like that. They have to advance their mindset past that. Yeah. Right. And if that's where you're looking and people don't understand, your environment may not be the best environment for you to find what you're looking for, because the environment you're in is not even going to, have that type of person. So you have to and a lot of people say, well, baby, you got too many kids. Ain't nobody gonna want you. Don't believe that. If you got kids and you single and you made some bad choices and mistakes in your life, fine. Move on. You know what I'm saying? There's a man out there who's going to respect the woman that you are. And if you're on top of your game, or the man, because there's a lot of single dads out there. If you're on top of your game and you're doing what you got to do to improve yourself as a person, you're going to improve not only your children, because they're going to be modeling you. You're going to be preparing yourself for that man to come in and like, you know what, I can't let this person go. Yeah. Male or woman, I'm not going to let this gym go. She or he has way too much for me to say, oh, your kids is a problem. Oh, I can't do that. There's going to be somebody who's going to come along and be like, you know what? Don't worry about it. We one big happy family, baby. I got a couple of kids too over here. I don't have any kids, so let's do this, because I'm ready to learn. I may not ever want kids, or I might want kids. Let's just see where this goes. But nobody ever opens their mind and their heart up to the possibilities. They only so desperately seeking information in their reality, but they don't understand their reality is behind them. Their reality is the past. They already manifested what they're living. So don't manifest where you are, manifest where you want to be. Look at that and meditate on where you want to take your life, not where your life is. And so many people are focused on where their life is. And then they're trying to figure out, why do I keep getting the same thing over and over and over and over? And then you're being a victim and blaming everybody else for you going through this Groundhog Day situation with your life over and over and over, repeating the same things. You're repeating the same things because you apparently haven't learned your lesson. So you haven't moved past that stage.
Exactly.
Life is definitely a lesson. You gotta learn when you get the lessons. And then you have the change that you want to see in the world. People always go around, well, we need to do this. Well, what are you doing for the situation? How are you progressing the situation? We have to stop pointing the finger and look inside ourselves, because it's us. We can change. You can change something by doing the things that you want to see. Then the world change. You have to become the change that you want to see in the world.
So I want to ask both of y'all a question. So tell me the biggest lesson, 1 in business that you learned, and 2 in relationships that you learned. What was your biggest lesson, that eye-opening aha moment, like smack in the face, like, damn, whoa, and it made you really wake up? What was your biggest lessons in relationship and in business?
You go.
I would say the biggest thing that I've learned in business is the quality of people that you work with. The quality of people that you work with is where your business is going to go. So if you keep working with people that don't really take their business as serious, people are going to look at you like you don't take your business serious. And then the one thing I've learned in relationships is just patience. It's going to take, you got to be patient. Even if you want something now, you got to be patient, and you got to know that it's coming your way, or just make the decision around that time. But definitely you got to be patient. Patience is the number one thing to a successful relationship. I'll definitely say that.
Okay. So I would say in my business, I learned to have the experience for your customers and give them a good customer service. I feel like customer service is being lost in transit with businesses. And that is the main thing that makes me coming back. Like, oh, I want to spend money. Like, oh, this makes me feel good. It's all about how you make your customers feel and what you give into them. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like customer service and communication with customers are key. That's what I've learned throughout this year. And personal, I feel like I've learned, in relationships, ego, you got to throw your ego away. You can't have no ego. Let it go. You got to be able to understand that whatever they're saying is for the benefit of you and not to hurt you.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something I've learned. Throw your ego away. You don't need it. Trash it. Like, it's not going to work for you. Definitely stay out of your ego.
And you know what? Ego is, oh my goodness, it is the number one killer of people. And you know, they say money is the root of all evil. Money is the root of all evil. No, ego is the rule of all evil, because your ego will make you manipulate people. It will make you, be dishonest and deceitful. And you actually don't understand that when your ego is doing all of that, it's also doing that to you. So it's not just out there doing it to people. So if you find anybody who's narcissistic, egotistical, they just, just mean, they're not just doing it to the people around them. They're doing it to themselves first, because there's something inside of them that they haven't yet learned how to let go. They haven't understood. They have fears, doubts, and worries about them being exposed, but not understanding you're already exposing yourself, because I can see you're egotistical and you're a narcissist. You already exposed yourself. So whatever you're trying to cover up and hide from, that's creating that personality in you. You might want to just figure that out first, because we already see it. We see it. And when you get where you're meditating, you're doing a lot of the work that we do, you feel it. You have your empathic, as you say, they have 5 human senses, hearing, taste, touch, smell, feel. You also have 7 spiritual senses. And those spiritual senses, as you're meditating and as you're becoming one with someone else in your life and you're loving on somebody else, when you start to be able to love somebody unconditionally and you're loving yourself unconditionally, you're able to love outside of yourself unconditionally. Like Brianna said, she had to learn, and she get deeper with her customers, not just customer service and patience and communication, but your customers want all of you. They want to feel wanted. They want to feel like you care. They want to feel like you're listening. They want to feel like I'm important to you. And when you make somebody feel important, that is like key. They are going to be loyal to you. Which is like, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, I put on there, I know it was a few days ago, I put a post up, if nobody has told you there's nothing you can't do, I love you, and just basically keep going. Like, I keep so much inspiration on my page because 1, that's just how I generally feel. And that's just who I am. But 2, that is also my purpose in life, is to also not only, I used to ask God, like, why do I love so much and so hard, and I keep getting walked on and used? And God came and told me, he's like, because you did it. I mean, that's power of choice. I didn't tell you to do that with the love that I gave you. I didn't tell you to get used. I just gave it to you. That's your gift, and I gave you a gift and you're abusing your gift. And just because you're abusing it in a positive way by giving it up too much, that doesn't mean that it's not negative. Because you can take a positive and do positive things, but if you're not positively protecting yourself and the gift that you have, it's going to turn into a negative for your life. And I had to understand that. And I'm like, wow, okay, so what do I do with all this love I have inside of me? I don't want to keep giving it to the wrong person. And God was like, why are you giving it to some people in relationships anyway? I didn't just limit you to just loving on somebody in a relationship. What about you loving you? What about you loving, your kids and strangers? Why you can't love on a stranger like you love on yourself? And I was like, you know what? You're right, God. I misunderstood all of that. let me readjust, and I had to break old habits of overly being helpful and loving to people who don't deserve it. And I had to gain and reclaim back my energy from, because when you're loving on people and you're giving all these people love, you're also pulling out energy. And if they're not putting back into you by a smile or a thank you or just gratitude is your give back. So I started giving. I tell people, I say, okay, y'all easy to give to friends and family. How easy are you to give to strangers?
Yeah.
When's the last time you gave to a stranger? And I'm not talking about somebody on the side of the street you pulled up and you handed them $1. That's all cool. When's the last time you saw somebody really needing something or struggling, or somebody's car just broke down and you actually stopped to really literally help them? When have you, saw somebody struggling and hear them and you're like, I don't mean to be in your business, let me help you out. And just be there without expecting something in return other than gratitude. Because that's how you get your energy back from putting out all the love you have. You get your energy back by them being grateful, because their gratitude will recharge you because it makes you feel good. People don't understand that. When people are grateful for you and for your love and your help and what you're getting, that fuels you. Yeah. And it gives you energy. It doesn't pull from you. So when I learned that, I was like, God, I love this. This is so dope. And, like y'all did, I segregated myself and isolated myself. Pandemic was it came at the perfect time, right? So it's like, okay, Des, you got this downtime now. You need to think, like, look at your life. What's in the right place and what's not. And this is how I broke it down to my clients, right? Look at your liabilities and assets. And I'm not talking about financial liabilities and assets. I'm talking about your human liabilities and assets, the people around you, your jobs, the places where you live. These are all liabilities and assets. How are you looking at it? Judge and get a whole spreadsheet like you would for finances of people who are liabilities and people who are assets. And why do you still have these liabilities in your life? Why are they still there? If they're a liability, that means they're pulling from you. That means your energy is going in the wrong direction. If they're an asset in your life, which means it's a win-win situation. I'm doing for you, you're doing for me. We can do for each other. It's not a one-way thing. And people don't understand that. And a lot of times it seems like I'm on automatic now. Every August, I mentally go through liabilities and assets of people around me. And if I claim you and deem you as a liability, I'm backing up from you. I'm going to back up from you because I'm putting in too much of me and you're not even giving back, which means you're pulling from me. And I'm tired, right? So I need assets around me of people who are in alignment with what I'm doing, who are motivated to, inspire me and I can inspire them. It makes it a win-win situation to where as I'm making you my asset, you're making me your asset. Or even looking at your job. Are you going to work frustrated, irritated, pissed off? Are you in a business that you really don't like and it's not producing what you wanted to produce? It's a liability. Because if you're not all in mentally, it's a liability. Because mentally is where everything starts. If you are mentally happy and mentally, focused and you're, engaged in what you're doing, it's an asset. You're giving to the business is going to give back to you. You're giving to that person is going to give back to you. And everything is an exchange of energy. And if you can't have that exchange of energy, you're in the wrong place.
That's right.
Even if it's a city, you could be in this city, and I've been in cities where the energy feels off. Like it's not even the people, the energy in the city, the entire city, and people don't understand this, it feels off. I've been there, and I ain't even going to mention the city that I was in, but I literally hated it. Mentally, I was all over the place. I was frustrated. It felt dark and dreary. And every time I go back to visit this city, because I have a couple of families there, when I go back to visit, I don't stay more than 2 days. I pop in and I'm out because I don't want to feel that energy. I don't like how it feels when it's going through my body and I gotta leave. I don't want to be there. So if you're in a place like that and you're feeling some type of way and you've isolated yourself from everybody and all distractions and you're still feeling this negativity, it's not the people, it's the location. Yeah. And then if you move locations and nobody's around and you still feel like that, guess what, baby? It's you. So now it's time for you to do the self-work. Now it's time that you moved everything. Once you remove everything out of your life, because you have to remove everything on your outside first to figure out where this energy is coming from. And then once you figure that out and you're like, okay, I'm still feeling this. And I'm in a whole nother city that I don't know nobody. I don't know, nothing about this. Everything is new around me and I still feel sucky. Mm-hmm. Work on yourself. Self-awareness is key to you being who you are meant to be, which is why I did that post on my page this morning. Self-awareness is key, but self-awareness cannot work by itself.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to put in action.
That's right.
Right. You have to follow through. Once you understand, now it's time for you to go to work. It's time for you to change you. It's time to change habits. It's time for you to think about what you really want. And like I tell my clients, this is what I tell people to do. Look, every day to heighten your spiritual awareness and your spiritual senses. Every day, find one person, maybe you're passing by a grocery store or a gas station, driving down the street, sitting at a stop sign, a stoplight, and you happen to look over and you see a person. Think about what they're wearing. Describe what they're wearing, like if you were describing it to the police because they just committed a murder. Describe them to the police as you're looking to them. And then later on that evening, right before you go to bed, can you remember exactly what that person was wearing, their height, their look? Could you still describe that person? Is that visualization of them from the physical, is it still in your mind just as vibrant as it was then later? Mm-hmm. Because then you're in the moment. Mm-hmm. And people don't understand you're not in the moment. You're constantly going on automatic because you're working on old programming and old habits if you haven't done the work. And if you can't get your brain to say, we're in the moment. We're in the moment. I'm here in the moment right now. I'm here in this moment, and learn how to be in the moment. You will never learn how to enjoy the journey because you're going to be missing lessons and misunderstanding things you should understand. That's going to take you to the next level. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing is take 3 things, no matter what it is, a red ball. Actually, my first 3 was like a red ball, a red rose, and a white Range Rover HSC Sport. Very specific, right? I remember taking those 3 things earlier this year and I said, okay, let me see how fast I see them. Now, whether you see it on TV or Facebook platform, no matter where you're at, as long as you see it, it doesn't have to be physically in person. You just need to see it. And I focused on it. I saw the red ball in less than 24 hours. I saw the red ball, then I saw the red rose, and then I saw the white. I see many Range Rovers, but it had to be a white HSC Sport. Because I know those are rarer than the regular HSCs. I want the HSC Sport. And I saw the HSC Sport 3 or 4 days later, but I saw that red rose 2 days later, and I saw the red ball a day later. So then you can learn how fast you are able to manifest. When you want things in your life, you have to visualize it. You have to focus on it, think about it. And then once you start to see it and it's coming to your reality, it's like, I can manifest. Mm-hmm. That's when, like Brianna said earlier, I know I'm in control of my life. I'm in control. Mm-hmm. I'm meditating. I'm manifesting. I get up and meditate anywhere from 15 minutes if I gotta go and my time is short, but 15 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes. Every morning I meditate 15 minutes to an hour and a half. And when you get up to that hour and a half, you don't even pay attention that it's been an hour and a half. You kind of feel like you've been sitting there for maybe 5-10 minutes and it's been an hour later. And I didn't do it intentionally. I would just look at the time and I would just go and sit and meditate. And then whenever I come out of meditation, I go look at the time because I'm just, curious, how long am I sitting here? And when I got up to an hour and 15 minutes, I was sitting there looking like, wow. And I had probably like 5 visions come to me during that hour and 15 minutes. And it was only 5 little visions. Like I was, seeing things and, just letting my mind just do its own thing and just being inside of me, inside of my head and getting these downloads. And because, they come in symbols. So when I come out, I'm like, there's only 5 things. So it wasn't that long in my mind, but in reality, it was over an hour.
Wow.
And you really if you just focus so much on you, time, and I tell people, you'll start to understand that time does not even exist.
Yes.
I even put that on my page. Time does not exist. It is called divine timing. Whenever it happens, it's the perfect time. Yep. All you need to understand is just being in the moment. Being just present in the moment and going with the flow is so much easier than, what time is it? I got to be here. I got to be there. Yes, we're busy. We need to pay attention to time when we have to be somewhere. Don't be late, and things like that. But when you don't have to be somewhere, leave time alone. That's not your friend. That's not your friend. Just go with the flow. How do you feel? What do you feel like you should be doing? I feel like I need to write. Well, I know I have all night. Let me just get on it. And you'll probably, there was times that I was sitting here getting a download from like 11:30 at night. I finished doing my class and I got offline and I was just sitting here like I'm already beefed up from my class. And I'm like, man, I'm really not tired, but I'm not, no, I am, but I know I need to go to sleep, but I'm not really tired. And I just started thinking, okay, well, what do I need to do next? I'm like, I need to write my book, but I don't really know how to flow this book. I really don't know what to put in this book, but I need a book, right? Every coach needs a book. You know what I mean? Everybody has a book. If you want to be famous, get a book, do your thing. You know what I mean? But I was sitting there like, how do I put this? I know what I want to say. I know what I want. I know the end result of what I want. And I sat here, no kidding, one day I grabbed my notebook because these downloads just started popping in my head and just coming for 3 hours. I didn't even realize that it was 3 hours, but I wrote 6 pages of notes. I'm sitting here like thinking and I'm writing. I'm like, oh, and that goes, and then I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that connects with that. And that goes with, and everything just started open. It's like it just opened up and I can actually see and feel this entire book. And I'm like, oh my God, like, hold on, I'm writing this down. I am not going to forget this. Like I said, if you don't write it down and you don't document it, you're going to forget it.
Yeah, fact.
Look, when I tell you I was sitting here taking notes and I looked at my clock, it was 3 a.m. I was like, oh man, I got to go to bed, but I was so hyped because I was excited because of this download that I just got. And some people say they get the download in their sleep. It just depends on which spiritual sense you're working with, cognivoyance, clairvoyance. It depends on which one you're working with out of the 7, right? Of how you're going to get your download. Some people get download in their consciousness when they're awake. Some people get downloads when they're asleep. Some people get downloads from feeling objects and materials. Some, you get your downloads from different places, right? And this was the first conscious awareness moment that I got a download that long. I've never done that before in my life. But because I've been so, just meditating and doing what I got to do on that part and slowing my brain down, it's able to get the downloads like I need them. Wow. And people don't understand that you could be right in a business deal, either one of y'all, and you will get a complete download. It'll just start downloading exactly what you need to say, what this person want to hear. And then they're looking like, I've been looking for you, man. You said everything I want to hear.
Right.
That's when you know it was a download because your spirit went on to his spirit and be like, oh, what you want? Oh, you need, okay, hold on. Say this, say that, and then you just start getting these downloads and you just go with the flow because you got to be in the moment, in the conscious moment of being aware, right? Yeah. And trust me, I have not been this aware like ever, but I also, for me to be the coach that I want to be, that I aspire to be, that I'm going to be, that I am, I have to go through the processes because I can't explain it to you. And I can't help you get to it if I haven't experienced it. Right. And I tell people all the time, I will take experience over a degree any day. Yeah. I don't want your technical understanding and knowledge. I want to know when you took that technical knowledge and understanding and you brought it into your experience or your reality, or even if you never had it, but you've had the experience in reality, then you did some work on YouTube or whatever, and you understood it. Now you have understanding with the experience. That means wisdom. Yeah. And now you're the GOAT. Yeah. You're the greatest of all time. But I know we are close to out of time. I love y'all. I don't reach out as much as I need to, as I want to, because my mind, I've really been isolated this year after I was like, you know what? I have to back up from the other business and kind of just let it, whatever, because I really need to focus on what I got to do. So I really isolated myself from everybody and just been sitting here. Every now and again, I go out and give me some comic relief because I love comedy and it's the best, it's my energy filler.
Right.
I get my energy back with comedy. I love comedy. Let me go somewhere and see some comedy or see some, fashion. Give me something creative. Give me some creativeness, and that'll help fuel me. So I do that every now and again. So that's the last time I think I saw you guys was at the comedy show. Yeah. And I haven't really been out much, but I'll bounce out here and there. But usually I'm right here, focused, learning and understanding so I could be the best I could be. Tell everybody how to find both of you, because y'all need to go out and get her vegan food, because like she said, she caters. Y'all got events coming up. Christmas is coming up. Thanksgiving is coming up. Y'all don't want to gain them 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds. Ask Brianna how to do that vegan Thanksgiving dinner.
Hey, yes, we do. We definitely are doing vegan Thanksgiving. So you can follow us at Ulala Vegan, OOHLALA Vegan. And you can also follow me on Instagram. It's Brianna Lawnya. And you can also follow our collection, Brianna Lawnya Collection, on Instagram. And we are on Facebook. We're on all platforms, Ulala Vegan LLC on Facebook, and Ulala Vegan _ on Twitter. And you can go to our website, Brianna Lawnya Collections, and get you some beautiful clothing. And our website, ulalavegan.com.
That's right.
And get you some sauces.
And you guys can find me on my website, theofficialcutty.com. You can find all of my social medias on there, my Twitter, my Facebook, and my Instagram. You can also pick up a copy of my first book, How to Become the Perfect Artist. And if you are interested in a Cutty card or getting you a limited edition 6th annual Cutty TV shirt, definitely make sure you contact me. My Instagram is at theofficialcutty. And again, you can go to my website, theofficialcutty.com, to find the rest of my social medias. And you can also go to my business website, weonCuttyTV.com, to find all of our social medias, our Instagram, our Twitter, and our Facebook. And you can also find our YouTube channel, which we upload at least 5 episodes a week. So definitely tap in with us. We have a segment going on right now, 82 Seconds with Cutty, where we give you the best current news, only topics that you want to talk about. So definitely check us out on YouTube. And that's basically it.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you guys so much. Everybody, I know where to contact me. It's always right there. Desiree Williams at blanktag.org. You can reach out to me if you want to be a guest on the show. If you want me to, I'm thinking about even doing some in-person interviews of some business owners and things of that nature. There's a lot of things that I want to do, but since I'm only a one-man band, I have to monitor what energy I'm putting out and where I'm putting it out. So a lot of times I want to get things out there, but I may not be able to get it out as fast as I want to, because I still need to focus on certain things without being all over the place. Right. So YouTube channel, I did start the YouTube channel. I have not uploaded anything on there. I am getting my schedule together, so on weekends I can go and start doing some recording and things of that nature to start getting that YouTube channel popping. Yeah. I have been focused on LinkedIn lately, so my LinkedIn has been revamped this week, and putting content up there every single day is my goal, and I have been very diligent at that. So that has been my focus. Finish my life coursing certification and advanced life coaching last week. So I got that certification. That's where my focus has been. So I did not get the YouTube channel up when I wanted to, but it's coming. TikTok, I'm there at blank tag. You can find me on Facebook at Desiree Passion One Williams, or blank _ tag _ on Facebook or Instagram. Hit us up. Also, my website, www.blanktag.shop. You can go there. It is going to be the next thing I'm going to start updating. And like I said, I'm doing this all by myself. So one-man band, one thing at a time. I'll see y'all next Saturday. Brianna, Cutty, I'll see y'all backstage. But everybody, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye.